Hello and welcome to the new video. Today we're gonna take a look at the November update for Pokemon Go, at least what is leaked and speculated about, which is quite a lot of stuff, actually a lot of different leaks towards the content and all of them are kind of similar, so let's take a look at what is most likely coming for November. It's also definitely not the second time I'm recording this because I messed up some settings, so let's start right into it. First event that we're most likely going to get for the next upcoming month is going to be the D&D Muertos event, which I also already covered as there's already stuff in the code even for this one, where there is like some kind of costume which is coming for Cubone, I think, in the code, so that's definitely nice. So Cubone gonna get a new costume, which is cool. Shiny Duskull is going to return with the Flower Crown, which we had the last time around where this event was around, which is kind of nice. And you're gonna get Duskull showcases here, which is going to be also cool. So Duskull is going to be in showcases for the event time. It's also most likely only going to be from the 1st till the 2nd November. We don't know the direct time yet, but this is the most likeliest. Here you're going to see the event bonuses from last year. So these are not from this year, of course. We don't know the event bonuses from this year. This event is not announced yet, but this was what we had last year, so most likely we're going to get something similar. The lure bonus, by the way, was bugged last year. You had 90 minutes of lures, but they also needed 3 times as long to spawn Pokemon, so great job Niantic, never acknowledged, never gave people back the lure modules because they never really thought about it. So this was the first event and the first event that we most likely going to get for the upcoming event, basically for the first event for the season, or like for the month there. Next one, going to be the community day with a Wooper. Not really the most surprising one, as this was already leaked even 3 months ago, but this is going to happen here. We're going to get Wooper as well as Paldean Wooper, and if you know, Paldean Wooper is definitely something that you need to get, as the evolution Clodsire, which you're going to take a look at the next slide, going to be insane for PvP. Otherwise, 5th of November from 2 PM till 5 PM, most likely. The times are not directly clear. 5th of November is basically already leaked, so or announced, so that's definitely for sure. I'm not going to be there sadly at the time this event is going on, so I still might be able to make a video, but later than usual, so don't expect anything from me directly there. I'm not going to be the first for this one because I'm just not in town. So we're gonna see here attack. Maybe we're gonna get something like liquidation. We are fairly likely gonna get something that is for both Pokemon available, because every time basically this happened, or at least most times where this happens actually was the case. Maybe they're actually gonna do it that they have like 2 different moves for each Pokemon, which would be, I think, in my opinion, better. But we had the Sandslash community day where we had the Alolan one getting the Shadow Claw as a fast move and the normal one getting Night Slash as a charge move. So maybe we're gonna get something similar here as well. Otherwise, Liquidation would be something that both of them learn. Poison Tail would be something cool for the Paldean Wooper, or like the evolution Clodsire. Also, of course, as always for community days, we're gonna get the Pokemon in showcases. So we can move on to the next slide, which is going to be about Clodsire. Clodsire is having, at least currently, this is the moveset that is currently in the code, a great moveset with Mudshot and Poison Jab as a fast move, Surf, Earthquake, the Acid Spray, Sludge Bomb, as well as Stone Edge as charge moves, which gives you an insane amount of coverage and makes this Pokemon, with the right moveset, one of the best Pokemon for the meta. We're gonna see here already, Poison Jab, Surf, and Earthquake is going to be so strong that you're gonna win like 27 wins there with 14 losses is insane. Would be most likely the best Pokemon for the Great League, would be most likely rank 1 spot if it comes into the game like this one. Also, what it would do is completely get rid of the Registeel in the meta. Like, Registeel would be completely gone when Clodsire is actually there. Because right now it's like a 50-50 between Registeel as well as the Alolan Sandslash, even though Alolan Sandslash might even get already a little bit more usage at least. But with Clodsire, Registeel is completely hardwalled by this Pokemon. And also the, what's called the Alolan Sandslash, at least going to have super effective damage with Drill Run, the Ice Punch, as well as Powder Snow. Powder Snow is more common anyway, so would expect that we even want to see more Alolan Sandslash with this one, which is already one of the most common and strongest Pokemon. But definitely an interesting change here is we can move on to the next slide, going to be the Festival of Light coming. November 7th till, we don't know until when, most likely like 5 days or something like this again. But we're gonna get the release of Shiny Morlul, which is also a Pokemon that gives you extra Stardust when you catch it, which is kind of nice, so definitely something worth grinding for. We're gonna get the release of Tedbulb and also, of course, Bellibolt as the evolution for it. We're gonna get Litwick showcases, which is also going to be interesting for the people that use that stuff. Here it's kind of awkward, at least where I'm living. People use maps to get like the best possible ones, which I don't do, and like, I don't know, it's just showcases are not really that interesting for me, at least. I don't know if it's like one of the best features for you. For me, not crazy. This was last year's event bonuses. We don't know what's coming this one. We had last year even a higher chance of encountering shiny Chinchou. We had 2 times XP for catching Pokemon, 2 times candy for catching Pokemon, in instance going to last for 2 hours, which is also kinda nice. Next one, coming up here, Bellibolt. Let's take a look real quick at the PvP side of this Pokemon. Learning Thundershock, Water Gun, the Discharge, Zap Cannon, as well as Parabolic Charge, or is it Paragard? I think it's Parabolic Charge it's called. But sadly, this move is not really that great, as well as Water Gun doesn't really make sense on an electric type Pokemon that's not water type. So this is basically the only moveset that's currently viable. It looks better on paper than actually going to be, because you're going to have like a fast move that charges very fast. A fast move that charges really fast, yeah. A charge move that is very cheap with the Discharge, like 5 Thundershocks it's all takes to get to a Discharge, and then you have like Zapkin as a nuke move, which is kinda, yeah, giving you better, I don't know, like better results in PvP because you have like something to bait with and like a huge nuke and like something to fast charge. It's not going to be as great as it looks here. It might be fairly decent though for the Ultra League. Has great stats for the Ultra League, but for the Great League, not so much. Sorry. Next one, going to be the Mega Garchomp Raid Day, coming up on most likely the 11th of November. This is going to be a Saturday. Great Pokemon for raids, so of course for PvP you cannot really use it unless we're going to get the Mega League again there, the Mega Master League, which is unlikely because there's still currently a bug occurring where you can use basically 3 different Mega Pokemon at the same time, which is maybe a little bit unfair. So unless they're going to fix this one, the Mega Master League is not coming back. But otherwise, the awkward thing about Mega Garchomp is we have Mega or like Primal Groudon, and we are going to have the Mega Rayquaza, which are at least usually the better Pokemon to have. But I feel like still that this Pokemon could have some potential. I'm not really the person about like raids. If you have more idea about like what the Mega Garchomp is doing for raids, let me know. Are they actually worse than the Groudon and the Rayquaza? Not sure. It's definitely going to be a very strong Pokemon to have, so definitely get one. But also we're gonna get Garchomp Showcase, which is kind of funny. So like you're going to have like those Garchomp there that you can put in and see which one is the biggest. Next one is going to be from the 14th of November for maybe a week because it's the Fashion Week. I'm not sure about it. Most likely not. The Fashion Week, yeah, again. First, we're gonna be in showcases, which is going to be also interesting. Cool shiny Pokemon with black fur looks really, really awesome. I have 1 shiny of them, really want like a few more. Otherwise, they're gonna get most likely again some costumes from the last few years. Plus, we're gonna get Wooper, which is gonna get a costume, Dratini, and Gothita, which I hope that at least all of them, or like at least hopefully the Dratini can evolve, because honestly it would be so stylish to go into the Master League, have like your 100%, maybe even shiny like Dragonite with a costume on. That would be honestly the biggest flex. I hope we're gonna get this, but we don't know yet. We don't know if we can evolve it. It's fairly unlikely that we can, but who knows. There was actually, interesting enough, apparently a plan that there would be also a Pikachu with a new costume, but they scrapped that out. I don't know how true this is, like these are the leaks that we have, but this is going to be basically it for that one. Let's take a look at the next event coming up, going to be the Wooper Community Day Classic here, going to be on the 25th of November, getting a Dragon Pulse as a Community Day move. Not really the craziest thing. I hope that they're gonna give it 3 times catch Stardust, because otherwise like nobody going to play this event, like at least not the people that really need it, because this Pokemon does not really do anything. You kind of want the Shadow variant for PvP, and it's not even that great, to be fair. And it has a Mega Evolution, which is part Dragon, but other than for getting extra XL candy, it's not really that great. So I don't know, not the best one in my opinion, but still a Community Day Classic. I mean, I think we already had a Community Day Classic this season as well, so I think we got 2 this time around, which is kind of nice. So like, I'm not going to go ahead and say, oh my god, how could they do this event? For the people that like this one, definitely something cool. Next one, going to be the raids in general for this one. There's something that I also kind of want to talk about. We're going to have for the first half, the Genesect with the water module in the back there, going to be the water type forgot the name of the charge move of this Pokemon, but you know it anyway. So yeah, the water type variant of this thing. So definitely Technoblast is the name. Of course, definitely an interesting Pokemon. Very likely a shiny Pokemon, not confirmed though, so we don't know. Then we're going to have for the second half the Swords of Justice, which is kind of interesting because we just recently had the Generation 2 not Ultra Beast, normal, just the Generation 2 Beast Pokemon there with like Suicune, Entei, as well as the Raikou available. And what is so interesting is the Generation 9 game has basically from the Generation 2 Pokemon and the Generation 5 legendary Pokemon here, from all of those three there is a special form for either future/past variant. So this is definitely an intentional thing from Niantic to do, that they put both of them into raids in the same season where Paldea gets announced. So my hopes are kind of high that we might get like some kind of cool raid event for like the last weekend of the season or something for this kind of event for Paldea, with like maybe some ancient, like some older, what's called actually, it's like Paradox Pokemon or something, like the old forms and like the futuristic forms would be super cool. Maybe even like the Cobalium and whatever, but like who knows, would be really cool though. We don't know about it yet, but it's definitely an interesting detail there that we have both of those forms available during the season. Next one going to be the Mega Raids, and we're going to see another debut coming in. We don't know yet. I expect that this is going to be one for the Fashion Week, so I would expect that Gallade going to be available from the 14th of the November. So most likely, again, not confirmed, we don't know yet, this is speculation from me. But otherwise we're going to have the raid day for Garchomp, most likely not available outside the raid day. Again, most likely speculation, we don't know directly yet, but I expect that it's only going to be the raid day. I think we had this before somewhere. Then we're going to have the Houndoom, which is going to be the first few weeks of this season, or like for this month, which is going to be interesting. And then at the end we're going to have Kangaskhan, which I find kind of interesting. Interesting choice. Maybe something normal type related is coming up there, but also for the people that still need a normal Kangaskhan, this is the way for you to get this one outside the region where this is normally spawning, so definitely cool for you. Also interesting that only Taurus from like the first few regional Pokemon is not like widely available for everybody yet through other features. For example, like normal, like the Farfetch'd, you can at least get the Galarian Farfetch'd, which is also the same Dex entry, which is kind of interesting. So kind of interesting that only the Taurus is the one that we don't have yet. But Taurus actually has a special form in Paldea as well, so most likely going to be widely available then. Otherwise, we're going to have the showcases coming up, which is going to be the last part for this video, but it's kind of interesting because we talked already about like Duskull, we talked about Wooper, we talked about the Litwick, we talked about Garchomp, we talked about the Furfrou. But what we haven't talked about is that there's going to be showcases for the 3 Paldean starters again at the weekend of like the 25th, 24th or something, whatever this is, where we have the MEWeedle Community Day as well. And so it's basically split apart. You're going to have it before the Community Day and after the Community Day as well again. So they're going to be an event which we don't have information yet about during the time where MEWeedle is available, which is going to be based on the Paldea region. So I wonder what is actually coming there, but that's going to be interesting. But also what's interesting, we're still going to have afterwards the event for Lechonk and showcases again, which is also a normal type, which ties in with like Kangaskhan. So maybe there's something coming towards it as well. Also, we're supposed to have the play feature coming up, or like the party feature coming up for the end of the next month, but we don't really know anything about this either. But that's going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to leave a like. Check out the video earlier where I had a very good team for Go Battle League with Shadow and Nidoqueen, and that's going to be it. So bye bye.